Guys, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Back at it again. Interesting news. I know you guys wonder why I do so many stories, but Arsenal is an interesting club, especially when it comes to transfers. Interesting club when it comes to transfers. Now, Runnarson is very close to joining us, actually to being, to being announced at Arsenal because he's with the club already. I'm going to talk about that, but there is an interesting story. Chelsea and Arsenal are in talks to do a swap deal, and this is really making me go crazy. I've been watching a video here on YouTube, and they popped up this topic, and I'm like, what? I check my Twitter handle and the news is there. Anyway, let's get the party started. Why not? Goal.com's Charles Watts, one of those very credible journalists when it comes to Arsenal news. He's always at the Emirates. He never gives you a wrong update. Says Arsenal are very, very close to announcing the signature of goalkeeper Runnarson at 1.5 million. Story written by Goal.com. Can I get to see it here? Yes. He says Arsenal to complete 1 million Runnarson deal with goalkeeper in the line for debut against Leicester City in the Carabao Cup. And he says the Iceland international spent the weekend training at London Colney ahead of his move to the Gunners. Runar Alex Runnarson is expected to complete his move to Arsenal on Monday afternoon and could make his debut against Leicester City on Wednesday night. The Icelandic goalkeeper arrived in England on Friday and immediately traveled to Arsenal's London Colney training base to put the finishing touches to his transfer from this French side Dijon just for 1 million euros and just for 1 million pounds and to meet his new teammates. Runnarson completed his medical in France on Thursday before making the journey to London and spent the weekend training while Mikel Arteta's side made its 2 wins from 2 in the Premier League, beating West Ham 2-1 in the Emirates Cup. Okay, we know about Runnarson, right? We know about Runnarson. Charles Watts, was saying that was predicting that the player could be announced today, but he hasn't been announced. Probably that would be tomorrow. And he has been training very well with the club, and he'll be available for selection if Mikel Arteta wants to use him. So I think that's a done deal. Another done deal. I don't know whether it's really exciting or not, but there is an exciting piece of news. Now, Chelsea have come in for Matteo Guendouzi, and they are offering us a couple of players when it comes to swapping. Now, here we go. The transfer X are saying Arsenal midfielder Matteo Guendouzi. Chelsea are interested in Arsenal midfielder Matteo Guendouzi. The Gunners have asked for one of the 2 players in exchange, either N'Golo Kante or Callum Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea have said no to any deal with Kante. Arsenal FC, Chelsea FC, we will keep you posted for any developments. So we want to do a swap deal with either getting Callum, Hudson-Odoi, N'Golo Kante, and Matteo Guendouzi. Okay. CFC Daily saying they say Chelsea aren't looking to get rid of Callum for Callum Hudson-Odoi and are unlikely to get Matteo Guendouzi. This is GPLF. They are saying, according to reports in London, Chelsea are offering one of Tammy Abraham, Hudson-Odoi, Kante, and Kovacic for Arsenal's Matteo Guendouzi. How true is this? I'm not really sure. I don't know what where the interest stems from. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say it is funny. Is it? But it's funny, isn't it? Really funny that Chelsea are coming in for Matteo Guendouzi, and they would want one of, they want to give us one of their best players, because I think Abraham is a super striker. Had a couple of, recorded a couple of goals last season, And I think they will need him more this season when Timo Werner fails to deliver. Hudson-Odoi, I don't think they would give us Hudson-Odoi. You know, if you told me to swap Matteo Guendouzi with Hudson-Odoi, I would agree. But still, I don't think they would give us Hudson-Odoi. I don't think. The biggest thing they can do is to get, is to give us either N'Golo Conte or Mateo Kovacic. That could be more realizable, in this case. And I'm going to ask you, if you are swapping Matteo Guendouzi at Chelsea, which player would you want? Which player would you want to take out of Chelsea, bring at Arsenal, and give them Matteo Guendouzi? If you look at how desperate we are in that midfield, and if you give us N'Golo Conte, surely it's a good deal. Surely it is a good deal. N'Golo Conte for Matteo Guendouzi, it's a good deal. I think it will be a good deal. Kovacic, I'm not really sure about Kovacic. If you're giving me the Kovacic 3 years back, I'm gonna take him with open hands. The Kovacic at Chelsea, I have so many questions about him. But still, if the Guendouzi at Arsenal has more questions than Matteo Kovacic and N'Golo Conte. So it's like a breaking story, but according to these updates, they are 4 hours old. So it seems this has been transpiring over and over. Guys, the truth is Matteo Guendouzi is a reject. He has been rejected by almost all the clubs, PSG, Barcelona, who else? Bayern, and everybody has rejected, Matteo Guendouzi. He's just not the kind of player they want. He's not the kind of player that, clubs want. Lyon have also rejected him, and Atletico Madrid. So if we're going to swap, get a swap deal for Matteo Guendouzi from Chelsea, who do you take? Who do you take? Hudson-Odoi, I would take him. Tammy Abraham, I would take him. Kovacic, I have so many questions about the deal, but still I could compromise and take him. N'Golo Conte, yeah, I would take him. I would take N'Golo Conte. I need someone who can play in that, CDM role, and I'm very comfortable. And I think N'Golo Conte can do that for me. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about that swap deal? I was watching this video on YouTube, and the presenter at the Gunnar Talk TV was saying, we are linked with a swap deal with Chelsea, but no players are mentioned. And then I was like, what the hell is this? But it is actually, Guendouzi. The truth is, the players told us he wants to leave. We are trying to make way for him to go, but nobody wants him. And the truth is, Arsenal value him at a very big price, so he's not going to leave at for pennies. If he's going to leave the club, it's going to be very expensive. Anyway, let us wait for that. Let us wait for that. Now, again, let us talk about Thomas Partey and Torreira deal, because it seems Atletico Madrid are closing on Torreira. They could take him on a loan deal. However, that deal is not going to involve Thomas Partey. And the Arsenic on Twitter have come out with a very decent bid and said Partey is definitely not coming, yes or yes. But they're not saying yes or no, but they're saying Partey is definitely not coming, yes or yes. Really interesting. Really interesting, piece of stuff. I thought we would use, Torreira for this deal, and, every Arsenal fan thought though. But it's not going to be the same. We have to pay the release clause. We have to pay the release clause. 50 million euros, 45 million pounds. How desperate is Atletico Madrid? I don't know. I don't know how desperate they are. They're looking at Torreira as one of the replacements if they lose any of their midfielders this season. That's quite wise enough. Simeone wants the player. But they're not open for a swap deal. They are saying they're not giving us a swap deal for Partey. We have to pay. They pay. They pay for Torreira. We pay for Partey. So I think definitely without swap deals involved, we might not get Thomas Partey at the end of the day. But still, like I said, football is football. Transfers are transfers. We have almost 14 days to the end of the summer. You never know what's going to happen. You know, back to the goalkeeper deal. Runnarson signs for Arsenal at 1.3 million euros. I think that's £1 million. He has been a second goalkeeper at Dijon, and he's really liked by our goalkeeping coach. He has signed. He's going to be announced very soon. He's 25 years of age, and I think we'll let us wait for a couple of his performances and, you know, try to judge him, because we might say he's not good enough for Arsenal, yet he's good enough, and we might say, you know, he's a decent goalkeeper because he has been recommended by our goalkeeping coach, yet he ain't good enough. So probably let us wait for his, performances in the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, and so on. But still, Charles Watt says Arsenal are really thinking about getting in another goalkeeper, you know, especially David Dreyer from Brentford. They're not very secure that Runnarson will do the job as Emi Martinez did it. And I'm gonna be very honest. I'm used to very good goalkeepers at Arsenal. I'm not really used to bad goalkeepers at Arsenal. If you look at how we have been evolving in goal, the James Leymans, the players like Manuel Almunia, players like Wojciech Szczesny, Lucas Fabianski, Emi Martinez, Ban Leno now. You know, we have not had so much of crap in that goal, man. We have not had so much of crap. The David Seamans. So I don't want us to, really sign a player and be excited about him. And I'm really not excited. I'm gonna be very, confident and say this. I'm not really excited about the signing of Runnarson because I would rather have, Emi Martinez stay. But there is nothing to do. We have sold him, and we are bringing in Alex Runnarson. So I would say all the best, Runnarson. Get in there, do your job well. It's a big club. Arsenal is a big club. You're not going to regret joining us, and we don't want to regret you joining us. My name is Kosi. This is the Arsenal podcast. Don't forget to subscribe down to the channel. Smash up the likes. That update is from charleswattsgoal.com. Make sure you check goal.com all the time for Arsenal updates, because Charles Watts is quite close to the club, and I love his updates as well. They are authentic. The Athletic also write good Arsenal news because they have David Ornstein in there. You know that. And of course, never forget to follow Fabrizio Romano when it comes to authentic transfer news. But if you can't do that, stick to the Arsenal podcast. Everything will be coming your way. Have a blessed evening.